Okay, guys, time for a new subject. Any takers?
Have you ever asked yourself where the universe came from?
Don't need to. We got that covered. But William, what's wrong? The short wasn't enough for you? I mean, if you want to... Let's go! I mean, it's William Lane Craig. Does this guy need an introduction? Of course not. Christian apologist, author of several books, countless lectures, professor of philosophy at not one but two schools, he is hands down the most accomplished person I have ever featured here. I mean, I said I wanted a challenge. The guy that updated the Kalam has got to be it. So let's hit the ground running. Let's have him ask his first question in full.
Have you ever asked yourself where the universe came from? Was there a beginning to the universe? Or does it just go back and back forever?
Not really. I don't have to ask that anymore. But he says this is an either or when it's actually both. The universe existed and has always existed. The singularity prior to the Big Bang would have been such a massive curvature of space-time that time itself was meaningless there. It would have been without time. As a singularity, it would have been without space, timeless and spaceless and existing there for eternity in the past. Then it expanded from quantum fluctuations, and the universe as we know it began to exist. Thus, it had an infinite past with a spontaneous inflation.
Typically, naturalists have said that the universe is just eternal and uncaused, and that's all.
Well, not really, and not typically with the educated. In fact, the educated try to teach other atheists that are lacking how we really do describe things. Quantum fluctuations caused the expansion, and after the Big Bang, a further cause and effect change occurred. Quantum fluctuations aren't fully understood yet, but the key word there is yet, which I can see is going to be a problem for theists like William here. The issue atheists have is when a theist plugs their particular God into that gap and walks away from the advance of knowledge with the assertion that they know enough and ridicules science for not having an answer to the questions they plug God into. It's like Christians look at evolution and they will say that God
goes in the square hole.
They will look at the Big Bang and they say God.
That goes in there too.
They see morality and God.
It goes in the square hole.
Seriously, anything they can't explain and it's right back to
the square hole.
Scientists can never truly know enough. There is always something more to know. But now I'm getting down a deeper rabbit hole than intended. We can save that one for later.
Think about it. If the universe never had a beginning, that means that the number of past events in the history of the universe is infinite. But the existence of an actually infinite number of things leads to metaphysical absurdities.
And that's fine. There is no problem with an infinite past. Just because there's an infinite past doesn't mean that there can't be a right here and right now. The concept is that an infinite set of moments in time will always have every moment in time within the set. Funny enough, I don't even have to argue the point further. William already accepts a finite moment existing inside an infinity. He thinks it's a problem when it's actually a solution. Take it away, William.
What is infinity minus infinity? Well, mathematically, you get self-contradictory answers.
The correct answer here is not to give an answer, but to define the two infinities you're subtracting. When you ask that, it's not contradicting. Infinities are really strange concepts.
For example, if you had an infinite number of coins, numbered 1, 2, 3, and so on, to infinity, and I took away all the odd-numbered coins, how many coins would you have left?
Half. You have half the number of coins. This is the terminology you should be using to be intellectually honest with your listeners. Both halves would be infinite, but you have a smaller infinite. Like I said, you get really strange concepts out of infinity. Half of infinity is infinity, but that doesn't mean it's the same infinity. Seriously, For example, there are an infinite number of fractional numbers between 0 and 1. There are also an infinite number of fractional numbers between 1 and 2. The number of numbers in each example is the same. Add them together, and you have twice as large of an infinite series. But you know I love letting Christians talk. They tend to do all the work for me. So keep going, William.
But now suppose instead that I took away all of the coins numbered greater than 3. Now how many coins would you have left?
I have 3 coins. That's why William's argument is so deceptive but damning for his own argument. What he just showed was a finite point in an infinite series. In short, he admitted that there is a point in an infinite universe where you can have a finite moment. We call this moment the Big Bang. We are just in the time after that finite moment while still existing in a universe that is, for all intents and purposes, infinitely existing. No contradictions at all. You just have to understand the proper way in maths to refer to the infinity. Maths are really hard for those that do not understand how complex they are. Anyway, so yeah. Thanks, Will. Appreciate the help.
In each case, I took away an identical number of coins.
No, you didn't. You took away 2 vastly different amounts of coins. I think we established here that William should stick to philosophy and leave the maths to the rest of the university. This is the main issue with his argument. He doesn't fully grasp the analogy he is trying to make, and to the intelligent people listening, his lecture falls flat.
But that convention doesn't apply to the real world.
Oh no, William. Let's get you away from physics, or else -1/12 is going to really fuck your brain up. Numberphile has a couple of brilliant proofs on this, but in physics, the sum of all the natural numbers comes out to -1/12. I won't go into depths here since this is a religion atheism channel, but just have a look at the Numberphile channel if you want to break your brain a little bit more. Infinities are a part of the real world. You use them every day without even realizing it, while he's trying to claim that real-world infinities are impossible and are purely conceptual. But they're not. The knowledge that there are infinities of different sizes disproves that. All of this long-winded maths examination was to get to his adorable little conclusion in his argument.
That entails that since past events are not just ideas in your mind, but are real, the number of past events must be finite.
And since we already showed that this is incorrect, everything else based on this must also be incorrect. Well, thank you for tuning in. I am Corsi, and this is the Fluffy Atheist. If you like this, thumbs up. If you don't, oh. You want more? Sure, let's see what else he's got.
The universe must have begun to exist.
Okay, from here I will treat that statement as if he's saying the universe as we know it, because we can at least both agree on that.
In one of the most startling developments of modern science, we now have pretty strong evidence that the universe is not eternal in the past, but had an absolute beginning a finite time ago.
See, so when he said the universe, it's the universe as we know it. For the rest of the video, I'll refer it like he does just to prevent confusion. I say it was the quantum fluctuations within the singularity. He says God kicked the energy football. Let's see what he's got.
So, why does the universe exist instead of just nothing? Where did it come from?
Big Bang. The universal football. That's how. Come on, dude. You talk more than Darth Dimwit and Mr. Batshit Insane.
We can summarize the argument thus far as follows. Premise 1, whatever begins to exist has a cause.
Won't find an argument from me. Also, can someone get a cough drop for that guy in the background? I mean, jeez.
2, the universe began to exist.
Yeah, no issues here.
3, therefore, the universe has a cause.
And that causes the random quantum fluctuations in the initial singularity. Neat! Cheers all around. Let's go home. Okay, I am Corsi, and this is the Fluffy Atheist. If you want more. Fine.
Now, what sort of cause is this? Well, from the very nature of the case, this cause must be an uncaused, changeless, timeless, and immaterial being.
Wait, what? How the fuck do you get to a living thing as a must? That is a huge assertion you are making out of the universe had a start to rush headfirst into something like that. All you have shown so far is that the universe began. You are making a massive and unjustified leap to say that God therefore must be the case.
It must be uncaused because we've seen there cannot be an infinite regress of causes. So we must come to an absolutely first uncaused cause.
We don't disagree here. We just have a different reason for it. And we have evidence of quantum fluctuations appearing in the universe. Quantum fluctuations is how the black holes radiate energy out and wither over time. Hawking radiation, in essence, is quantum fluctuations of two opposing particles blinking into existence, with one falling into the event horizon while the other doesn't, leaving the black hole to radiate energy out into the universe to eventually leave the black hole to evaporate completely.
Moreover, I would argue this cause must also plausibly be personal.
Why the fuck would you think... Take it easy, Corsi. Just let him make the argument. Just let him make the argument. Okay. I would love to hear how you leap to the conclusion that the football was kicked by your own personal Jesus. I had to. Sorry. Not sorry.
How else could a timeless cause give rise to a temporal effect with a beginning, like the universe? So if the cause is permanently present, its effect must be permanently present as well. The only way for the cause to be timeless and for its effect to begin a finite time ago is for the cause to be a personal agent.
For Darwin's sake, he did a God of the Gaps thing again. Not even looking for other causes. There is literally no reason to say it has to be a timeless agent. What William has done is fail in understanding how infinities work, or maybe he does, and he is wording things in a way to manipulate the facts to get it to his conclusion. I don't know. But either way, he tries to say that because infinities are strange, we should ignore them so he can get to a timeless thing, then assert that it must be personal, because what else can be timeless, right? Problem here is he is saying infinite strings of causes can't exist. What caused God to exist, since infinite things can't exist from his logic? So he's contradicting himself here to say that God is an exception to a rule he pigeonholed into his own problem. William, you don't get to have your cake and eat it too. Sorry. I seriously picked William so I could have a challenge here on one of these shows, and he ended up being the easiest one of all. Well, I am Corsi, and this is... Hold on. Hold on. Can we actually close the video out this time? Yes? You sure? Okay then. Fine. I am Corsi, and this is the Fluffy Atheist. If you like this, thumbs up. If you don't, thumbs down. Either way, help me out by sharing your friends, or no matter if you want to share a funny video or you want to point and laugh. I'm good either way.